of Christ at all cost. So this is very important. What we're studying is very important. Disciples represent Christ, His Word, His work, His church, His religion, His Father to the world. The things we do as disciples reflect upon the world's view of Christ. We are not to live in such a way as to validate the world's unbelief and continue rebellions against Christ. Let's turn to 1 Corinthians, or 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 14. And then in this verse, we got our little word. I like to call it our little 4-letter word. That's very important. For the love. Our word is love. For the love of Christ constrains us. Because we thus judge that if one died for all, then we're all dead. See, we were all dead. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 14. I might have said it wrong. I think. But anyway, it's for the love we have for Christ constrains us from doing all these things that the world participates with. Because we thus judge that if one died for all, then we're all dead. So without Christ, we're all dead. And then also, I made a note of 1 Peter chapter 2, 11 through 15. First Peter 2, 11 through 13. Dearly beloved, I beseech you, as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lust which wars against the soul, having our conversations honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may, by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify God in the day of visitation. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake. We do this for the Lord's sake. That's why we love God and we love Christ for what He did. Whether it be to the king as superior, or as unto the governor, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers. If we're evildoers, we can expect to be punished. For the praise of them, or the praise of them that do well. So we'd rather have praise than evildoers. This influence that we have can be spoiled very easily. Very easily. Also, 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 8, 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 8. But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. Can we think of any examples where people use the law to do evil works?
We just go down real quick and see it.
It don't take long, does it? No, it don't take long.
And you know, I was like, I think Peter put it pretty good there. He started in chapter 12, having your conduct honorable among the Gentiles, that when they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works, which they observe, glorify God in the day of visitation. Like it's in, and we read examples of it all the time, and like, you know, Paul writes that you got to buffet yourself daily, and like that's a big deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I could be in a bad mood one day and say something slick to somebody that don't believe what I believe, and how many people have I not helped out there?
Yes.
Because they're going to take that wrong. They're like, well, Lonnie's a hypocrite, yada, 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 yada.
Right. Bad news travels fast, don't it?
Yeah, and it goes plumb across the world, so now I ain't going to be able to help nobody because they think that I'm not walking what I talk.
Yeah.
You know, just from one bad second.
One.
It lasts a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll follow after us, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I say. This is very important to maintain our influence. I'm sorry.
You know, we talk about love, 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 but God is love.
Right.
I mean, He's love. But the love that God is talking about and what the Holy Spirit records for us is you can't have love without faith. It's impossible. Now you have human love, physical love, but that's not what
No.
we're talking about. We're talking about, they call it agape love, that you love people that don't even, that hate you.
Yeah.
But, you know, so when we talk about love, and that's where faith is the sustainer of everything that a Christian does. If you ain't got faith, what does it matter?
Right.
They have to see that love too.
Yeah.
Like they have to know that we have love in our hearts for them.
Right. Can't be fake, can it?
No.
No, we can't be.
And that's through faith.
If we're going to talk the talk, we got to walk the walk. Right. And that's why we're here studying Bible class, so we can gain faith. I'm sorry? Yeah. Yes.
This is in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. I'll start in verse 10. And it says, indeed, you do so towards, because he's talking about brotherly love, right?
Right.
And indeed, you do so towards all the brethren who are in all Macedonia. But we urge you, brethren, that you increase more and more. Now, this is the kicker right here. That you also aspire to lead a quiet life, to mind your own business, and to work with your own hands as we command you. That you may walk properly towards those who are outside, right?
Right.
And that you may lack nothing.
Right.
I feel like that's a good, like if we can follow that, then we can help a lot.
Yes.
Because we mind our own business. We're not being busybodies. You know what I mean? It don't matter what's happening to whoever outside. And I don't need that drama.
Right.
Because then people's like, well, he's going to be dramatic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we get judged a lot, ridiculed a lot. Because people don't understand.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to understand.
Where was that again? Where was that verse again? I'm sorry.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4. And I read verses 10 through 12.
Okay, thank you. I didn't jot that down.
Yeah, that we work with our own hands.
Yeah. I mean, mind their own business. I mean,
Right.
you know what I mean?
That we have. We're not going around bumming.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, now that we obtain, then we have the means to help people as the occasion arises. Yeah, we don't use the church to prosper in this life. Yeah,
And I like verse 12 because it tells us why we should be acting like this.
right.
That we may walk properly
Amongst the Gentiles.
towards those who are outside, speaking anybody that's not in the church, and that you may lack nothing.
Like nothing, yeah.
I
Walk
was
properly.
thinking about what Lonnie had said a minute ago about one harsh word or one snap at somebody, you know, and how, and we're studying salt. Okay, let's just say we're getting ready to boil a pot of water for pasta, but we're gonna put salt in there. And that's gonna be a good thing, because that's what we want it to be. But let's just say somebody put, I don't know, cayenne pepper in a salt shaker, you know, and now you season that with ugliness, with everything that's not godly.
Yeah,
And so you can be a salt shaker of the wrong kind if you don't want yourself.
yeah. Well, that's what it's comparing it to. Salt losing its flavor. Yeah. It ain't good for nothing. Well, people won't take us serious if we lose our influence. They just won't take us serious. Like I say, if we're going to talk the talk, we got to walk the walk.
And I don't blame them.
No, I know. Yeah, we're hypocrites. Yeah, right. Actors, yeah. Yeah, actors. One way a disciple loses influence is by failing to practice what he preaches. Romans chapter 2. Romans chapter 2.
Don't do what I do, do what I say.
Daddy always told me, he said, do as I say, not as I do. That's not biblical. No, it's not. That's not biblical. Romans chapter 2, 21.
You want to read, you want me to read 17 through 24? Is that, or did you just want?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Behold, thou art called a Jew, and restest in the law, makest thy boast of God, and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, and art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which hast the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal? Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege? Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking of the law dishonorest thou God? For the name of God is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written.
Those scriptures right there define a hypocrite, don't they?
Yeah.
They define someone that says he's so and so, but he don't walk the walk. Yeah.
That verse 24, that's a heavy-hitted verse. For the name of God is blasphemed among the Gentiles because of you.
Wow. That brings it home, don't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, that's powerful.
Yes, it is. This maintaining our influence. This is a really important subject.
Is verse 24 saying that the Gentiles, I guess, maybe I'm stepping back to look at that verse and trying to think of exactly what the situation is in verse 24. Is that, or the Gentiles?
The Gentiles are watching.
Yeah, he's talking to the Jews.
Yeah.
That could be where the Bible speaks that you go worldwide making proselytes and bring them over to you, not following God and love God, you should, that could fall in that.
I had jotted down in my Bible ages ago, I guess, Isaiah 52:5 with regard to cross-referencing that verse 24. And it says, "Now therefore, what do I have here, declares the Lord? Seeing that my people have been taken away without cause, again the Lord declares, those who rule over them howl, and my name is continually blasphemed all day long."
They don't wanna make them Jews, well, they don't live the Jew life.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
we go out there to make, people the gospel, like Terry said. We teach people the gospel, and then invite them Sunday morning, and you don't show up.
That can't work, can it? No, I've noticed that we invite people to come when we have a gospel meeting, and if we don't come, yeah.
It's like you invite somebody to dinner and you're not being at the house.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, that's really bad example.
It's like you're condoning what the Gentiles do because you're doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing. That's right. That's a hypocrite. Yeah. I say one thing, do another. Yeah. The hypocrite has no positive influence upon anyone. Such behavior causes the name of God to be blasphemed against unbelievers. Good influence is also lost through compromise with sin and error. 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. Good influence can be lost through compromise. 6 and 14. Big, huh?
Last Sunday, when, John, when you wasn't here, well, he gave a story that what happened to him is when he get through with the meetings, when he gotta go to the seminar, get through with the meeting, and they're going to the bar, John said, "I'll wait on you." Now, that was salt.
Yeah.
And then that put the salt where it belongs, well, we won't leave him by ourselves, so. There's all kinds of examples, and I thought that was a good thing.
Yeah, it is. Sean's not participating with the rest of them.
The word.
Yeah, with the word.
Compromise with the word.
Yeah.
He'd go there and sit with him and not drink or nothing. So what would that mean?
Nothing.
He
It would.
had opened the door.
Right. Getting pretty close. You know, I think about when Peter portrayed Jesus, I think it was the last time. Jesus told him, "You'll deny me 3 times." One time, he was warming by the fire. You see what I'm saying? So he was taking advantage of warming by the fire when he was confronted. Oh, he was with Christ. This man walked with Christ. Peter said, "No, not me. I don't know him." See, what if you hadn't been warming by the fire? You following me? See what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, and that brings us to this verse, 2 Corinthians 6:14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion have light with darkness? Can't mix. Can't mix. Yes, can't mix. Yeah. But darkness don't cancel out light. No. The power's in the light. That's where we want to be, is in the light. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to this service because I got a granddaughter graduation party at a denomination church. Huh?
You better.
There's all kinds of examples
Right.
of Christ in God.
Right.
And
The-
they get upset when you don't say, well, that
Yeah.
wasn't good to see.
Right. Well, we have to stand for, what is it they say? You have to stand for something or fall for anything. Yeah.
Can
The
I
wo-
ask you a question about this verse?
yes.
What presents, or as far as defining, where do we see the line being where yoke? I see three words in this verse: yoke, fellowship, and communion. Yoke, fellowship, and communion. Now we all have dealings with people who are in darkness every day of our life as followers of Christ. Let's elaborate and make sure we see where the line is, okay? So I'll leave it at that. Yoke, fellowship, and communion. What's that mean?
Well, Linda and I studied about that a few months back, and the difference between friendship and fellowship. Fellowship must first require a commitment. In other words, when we obey the gospel, we commit to a lifetime of serving God. Or when we get married, we commit to a lifetime of servitude to one another. Or when we become business partners, we put our money where our mouth is. You know, we invest. We borrow money. We provide money. We work together. Friendship requires none of that. Friendship, we're friends today and not tomorrow. With no loss. With no loss. That's the difference between being yoked together. You know, it's interesting. I've never worked any cattle before, but I do know, I've talked to people. There's some people come from Mountain Home Place and bought some baby calves off Linda and I, and they trained them to be yoke of cattle. And we never did get to see them, but we've seen them on the news and things. But in order to train, I mean, here you got them Holstein, they get big. They probably weigh about 1,800 pounds. You don't force them to do anything. You know, they have to be willing to stand and let you put a yoke on one and then on another. You know what I'm saying? They have to be trained, willing, and willing to work. So to be yoked, you have to allow yourself to participate in whatever the ordeal is you're going into. So yeah, to be yoked together. If you're yoked with a non-believer, then that non-believer is going to be pulling you this way, and then you're going to be pulling for Christ, and it's not going to work. The only way, one of them has to submit. They either have to submit to Christ, or you're going to have to submit to the devil if you're going to be yoked together. So it's not going to work. Mar?
Well, Paul run across this, I think in Corinthians, is that he said, don't be yoked. And when you take the
Right.
They said, well, we know him for with sin. Well, you can't do that. Paul said, no,
No,
that's not what I mean.
no, that's not what he meant, no.
What it means is, I will not be yoked to anything against God, the man. Right?
Right. Well, you see, again, with the investment, fellowship has to first begin with an investment. We can't invest in the world. Yeah. Yeah, we're invested already in Christ. We cannot give ourselves to Christ and then sell ourselves to the world. Yeah. But now, the way Linda and I divided that is yes, we can hire employees that's in the world, and all the time they're working there, we're trying to convince them to be our brothers and sisters. But it's up to them. But we can't go in business with them. You know,
That's what Paul's talking about.
that's what Paul's talking about, yeah.
We got a lot of, we got associated with the world. We got associated with the sinners of the world.
Right, right,
Then we don't be yoked with our earthly habits.
right. Yeah, we don't participate. Is that right, Sean? Are you?
I think that's a great defining line, it's so-called when there's skin in the game. Then when there's skin in the game, right, I've got fellowship, communion, and yoked.
Right,
Right, if we consider all three of those the same type of relationship,
right,
well, I'm your buddy today, but we may fall out or whatever tomorrow, right?
that's a friend.
That's a friend.
Yeah,
But now when we're yoked, we're in fellowship and communion.
commitment.
Quote, unquote, I'm using that phrase, skin in the game, right? Puts
Right.
money where the mouth is.
Right.
There's something invested here.
Right. That's what we cannot do with the world now. Now, we can do it. I always did want to be partners with one of my brothers or something, but I never could. There ain't no brother who wants to work like I do. They want to make big money and not do much for it. Yeah, that's not the kind of work Linda and I does.
That goes back to what Sean said last week. His friends, his co-workers, everything, he thinks the world of them, and the world, his co-worker thinks the world of
Him.
Sean, but they're not what Sean just got to explain. That he's not yoked to them.
Right. There's not the commitment there. We've not made a sacrifice for him. Yeah. Well, Christ sure has made a sacrifice for us, and we don't want to forget that. Yeah. The one who where was I reading that? Oh, the one who promises his faith has blended in with the world and cannot be taken seriously. Good influence is also lost when one shows his love for the world over his what is that word? Via loyalty to Christ. 2 Timothy 2:19. Somebody turn there. I'm going to read on. Somebody turn there and read that for us. 2 Timothy 2:19. When the world sees us involved in their activities, drinking, dancing, immoral dress, ungodly entertainment, and etc., they know that we are really one of them. Somebody have 2 Timothy? You have 2 Timothy? Okay.
Nevertheless, the foundation of God stands sure, having this seal: the Lord knows them that are his, and that every one that names the name of Christ before in this. That in a great house are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also of wood and earth,
vessel to honor. Well, you know, the writer here uses some things I would call over the top, drinking, dancing, immoral dress, ungodly entertainment. Those things are no-brainers. But I think it can be much, we can lose our influence with much more subtle things than that.
Can I read a few more verses down? Like, he talks about that real good in there.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Yeah, starting at verse 23.
Now, we're in 2 Timothy.
Yeah, 2 Timothy 2, and I'm gonna start in verse 23. It says, "But avoid foolish and ignorant disputes, knowing that they generate strife. And a servant of the Lord must not quarrel, but be gentle to all, able to teach and be patient, in humility correcting those who are in position or in opposition. If God perhaps will grant them repentance, so that they may know the truth, and that they may come to their senses and escape the snare of the devil, having been taken captive by him to do his will."
Right. We're not to argue and fuss, are we, over something?
And it says but be gentle to all, that way, and able to teach, right? If we're not gentle and patient, we ain't teach nobody nothing.
No. Teaching what not to do.
And then
Yeah.
in verse 25, this is the kicker, it's in humility correcting those who are in opposition.
Humility.
Humility.
Correcting. So to make it right.
And why is all that? Because if God perhaps will grant them repentance, so that they may know the truth. That's why.
That's why, yeah. That's our goal in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now go back to verse 21, refer to every good work.
Prefer to every good works. The reason I mentioned all those as over the top is like if we have a business dealing with someone and there's a misunderstanding, what are we to do? Like an example, I sold a truck to a guy, and about a month later he called me back and said, "I thought I looked that truck really well, but said I've noticed that the church has been welded." Well, I failed. I forgot to tell him that Marvin welded them.
My name wasn't brought up.
Right. And I didn't know what to tell the man. But what I should have said was,
Still holding.
well, I did tell him that part. What I should have said was, if you're unhappy, bring it back, I'll give you money back. What would that hurt? Yeah. One thing I didn't do, I didn't get mad at him, tell him it's your truck and you bought it as is and blah, blah, blah. I didn't do that. You know, but I did tell him, look, I said, Marvin Gerhardt welded them, so it's bound to be good. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, he's going to haul logs on it, and I hauled California loads and New York and Florida and all over on it. I don't know why he couldn't go 40 miles with low logs. I don't understand. But it's much more subtle in we can find ourselves in situations, and we need to have this in the back of our mind. What would Christ do with this deal? What if Christ was presented with this opportunity to do good? And don't worry about what the price of the truck is. That's not, I mean, we don't want to be labeled as a used car dealer, right? Yeah.
We try to make it right and apologize for the world off.
Right.
I sold a car to a woman, you know, and so happened, head gasket was leaking.
Yeah.
So before they come and told me about it, her son got on the internet, that Marvin Gearhart told my mom the car that got stranded her and everything like that. So when I found out, I called him, I said, hey, I'll give you money back. But okay, I did that. I gave her money back but did they get on the internet and say, you know, old Marvin, boy, I tell you, he was a good guy, you know, he sold my mom a
No.
car, it wasn't no good, and he gave her, reimbursed our money, and so,
No, they didn't do that. Bad news travels fast.
that's why we really gotta really think out things before we deal with work.
Right. Yeah. It can be much more subtle than drinking or dancing, or it can be. We have to be careful. We're talking about our influence here.
We're talking about our soul.
We're talking about our soul. We're talking about our soul. We're talking about life and death. I'm getting cut off, so well. So we'll start back with. We'll just start back at the bottom of the page, on page 67. Thank you much for all your comments. And